Start it up.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back once again. It's me, MOLT. Super stoked to be here with you guys. Today, we're going to be playing some more Clash Royale, but we're also going to be talking about some changes that I think need to be done. I tweeted just a second ago and said, what do you think Clash Royale needs to do in order to make the game progress? One thing that you guys have always heard me talk about for the last couple years is how I get tired of seeing the same decks. Okay, like I just get tired of seeing Hog Cycle and Expo Cycle and all of these different things. And as I think about it, and a lot of this is based off of conversations with you guys and tweets that y'all send as well, because honestly, if I was a free-to-play player and I had spent all of my things that I had collected, all my gems, all my gold, everything I'd collected over the last couple years, and I upgraded my Hog Cycle deck, and just out of nowhere they nerfed it because a lot of people thought it was boring, I'd be kind of bummed. I'd be like, wait, well, I feel like I just wasted the last couple years collecting all this stuff, maxing it out and everything. Hey guys, real quick before we jump into the rest of the video, I wanted to let you guys know you can get 30% off of G Fuel starting on the 15th through the 19th with the code MOLT. So just head over to gfuel.com/MOLT, throw that code in there, get that 30% off. Let me know what flavors you guys get down below. Actually, comment down below. What is your favorite flavor? Right now I'm drinking bubblegum. Definitely not my favorite flavor, but it's not bad. And so I understand the frustration of the free-to-play player there. I understand it. That makes logical sense. Now, thankfully, the new item system and the wild cards and everything is going to help that. But at the same time, what can we do, especially for people that have been playing for a long time, what can we do to make facing those decks and those interactions not feel stale and boring? Because they do. When you do something for years and years and years on end without any sort of change, they feel boring. Now, you would think, well, there could be balance changes, nerfs, and all that kind of stuff, but ultimately, it's still going to feel the same. The interactions will still feel the same. So what can we do to make it a little bit different? To where if I face Hog Cycle, in my mind, I'm not thinking, oh, great, this is just going to be the same match that I've played year after year. What can we do to make that better? And an idea came from the Clash Quest game that you guys saw just announced. These are some screenshots that I have from the developer build, talking about something that I think could really, really help out the game and those interactions against those decks that are boring. Okay, so number one, like we've got a wizard right here in front of us, okay? Now the wizard in Clash Quest can wear different robes. They look different visually as well. So everybody loves skins, right? Everybody loves skins in the game. And so visually, they would look different if you wore a specific cloak. But not only would it look different, that cloak would help the wizard do different things. So here, like one of them says, set target on fire for 5 turns. Obviously, that's based off of turns in Clash Quest. But it could be set a target on fire for 5 seconds. Like it gives it a burn effect if you're wearing this specific thing. And the next, 35% chance of spawning 2 smaller fireballs to random targets. So again, they would have to tweak these for Clash Royale because that wouldn't necessarily, that could be extremely overpowered. The next one, blocks 50% of incoming damage. So think about that. I could choose to be a tanky a player or whatever, or I could choose to be a DPS player. So let's think about this in regards to the Hog Rider or something, okay? So let's say that I'm facing a Hog Rider deck that I don't really like, but that Hog Rider could have 3 different items on it to where maybe the Hog Rider does splash damage to the tower, but does less direct damage to the tower. So if I try and defend the Hog Rider with a Skarmy, and it hits the tower, it'll kill some of them. It won't kill all of them, but let's just say that he has splash damage, okay? Or let's say that the Hog Rider has golden hooves, okay? So it runs faster, but attacks a little bit slower. So it gets to the tower super quick, but it attacks a little bit slower, okay? Or we could say, I don't know, the Hog Rider is always like working out and stuff like that. So maybe the Hog Rider attacks slower but does like beefy damage. So he's got like a bigger hammer, like a two-handed mallet. Or maybe he has two little mallets that he attacks with. So he attacks super quick, but each attack does a little less damage than like the main one, but he attacks quicker. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that could change the game so much if each unit had 3 different items or something like that. Like even if we go in and look at the archer, like the first one sets target on fire 30%, 30% damage per turn. The neighboring tiles can also catch fire with a 50% chance. So that's pretty cool. Next, 50% chance for an extra shot. So that's like attack again. Like imagine the archer having a 50% chance of when it shoots an arrow to shoot another one. And then the last one causes 30% more damage. So I was just thinking about this because the game, even though they just had a big update for quality of life and helping people upgrade and everything, I played a little bit this weekend and I was just bored. I've been bored with this game for years because you face the same thing. So like when I see, like, I feel like they have to get to the point, if people are going to love this game again like they used to, they have to retrain our minds to when we see something, we don't automatically think or know what it is. If I'm going to give you guys a couple of questions, okay, little challenge questions. If you see a Night Witch dropped off in the back, what do you think that person is playing? Okay, dropped off in the back. Most of you would probably say Golem Night Witch, right? So it's like, okay, Night Witch in the back. The chances of me facing Golem Night Witch are pretty good. And so like that's a bad user experience. And games are all about user experience. It is a bad user experience if I see a Night Witch dropped off in the back and I'm like, here we go again, just like what's been happening for the last couple of years. And if they add items to the game, you won't necessarily, I mean, obviously once the items get in there, you'll be able to look at the skin or whatever comes with it as the item changes. Some of them might not be visible, who knows, and you'd be able to know. But all of the items across a deck of 8 cards, like just like think about, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how they could all interact differently. Like you could have I don't know, like it's vast. It's vast. Some of you guys could probably do the math. Let's say that there were 3 different items per card and you have 8 cards. What are the possibilities of seeing what are the possibilities of seeing the same thing again? You know what I mean? Like what are the possibilities that somebody builds all of that the same? I feel like that just broadens the experience that there could be in the game when it comes to items. And like they have them in Clash Quest, and I hope that Clash Quest goes global. I've been having fun playing it, but I had a lot of fun playing Heyday Pop too, and that game didn't make it global. So all I have to say is like if Clash Quest doesn't make it global, again, obviously I hope that it does. I would hope that they would take these items that they've created for different people and throw them into the game. Throw them into something like Clash Royale to help. Now, obviously, sometimes it's kind of annoying, like the whole item system in Clash Royale that they just added. I look at it and there's a part of me that's like, you just took that from Clash of Clans. Like, that doesn't mean that it's bad or that it's wrong. I love the fact that they saw something that was working in Clash of Clans and that they added it to this game. And obviously there are little tweakings and things like that, but looking at it, it's like, that doesn't seem too difficult. It's like, oh, let's just go and just port those into this game. With this, I feel like, oh my gosh, I just think that it would be so incredible to add these items to units, and it would just make the play style completely different. And I would hope that there was a somewhat easy way to unlock the items, like a daily spin or weekly login like you see in a lot of other games. And then obviously you can buy them in the shop and everything because they got to make money. You know, they got to make money if they want the game to be successful. That's what makes games work. They make money. People spend money in it. But I would love to see that kind of thing. Why don't you guys comment down below how y'all feel about that? How you feel about the potential of items being in the game to where I could choose to make my executioner every time he hits something with his axe, it creates a tiny little 2-tile gravity pull to where when I hit something, if there's something touching it, it pulls it in and lines it up for the next shot. Or maybe he just thinking that way, if you had that item, you wouldn't have to bring the tornado in your deck. You still could, but you wouldn't have to bring the tornado in the deck. Obviously, it wouldn't be as effective because the tornado is bigger and it pulls everything in, but it could create that little gravity thing for the executioner to almost have his own form of tornado. Or the executioner throws his axe and it stays stationary in that one place, creating its own tornado for 3 seconds, but dealing less damage. Like, oh my gosh, the potential is insane. Because when I look at cards that have been in the game for a really long time that are just boring and stale, and I'm like, I'm over it. I'm over hearing the stupid Hog Rider at the bridge, knowing that he's 100% going to make it to my tower unless I have a defense. And even if I do have a defense, he'll probably still make it to the tower and get off one hit. And it's just like, it's just boring. It's boring. But imagine, like, and so my mind goes to, okay, let's have a rework. Because the Hog Rider is a great card and a great unit. But it's gotten to the point where over time, people see it and they're just like, oh, this again? And you don't want that from your players. You don't want their mindset to be, oh, this again. Like, that isn't a good mindset for anybody to have when they're playing your game. And so you would think, oh, what about a rework? But this way you could add items to the game. You wouldn't have to rework the unit. The items themselves would rework the unit to be almost a different unit / feel like a different unit, but also be the same one at the same time, like with the speed or whatever. That executioner idea, guys, I'm gonna be honest, that was pretty freaking sick. Imagine he throws it and it stays stationary, creating its own tornado because it's spinning, pulling units in, doing a little bit of damage, not too much because obviously that would be overpowered and it would require some balancing. But oh my gosh, you guys comment down below. Comment down below some item ideas that you might have for units and things like that, because my goodness gracious, I think that this could be massive for the game. I genuinely think that it could be massive for the game if they added item systems like this. And we've talked about this before in the past with the game, and having like abilities, if you will, of specific units to where you drop the card off and you can tap on it. But that seems like a little bit too much interaction, too much micromanaging. But if you have an item, then there isn't micromanaging. You just throw it on it and it does its thing. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Kind of reminds me of Archero and things like that. Also, man, gosh, I think that could be huge. For a long time, I've just been saying, we need creative. We need to be able to make our own challenges. And yes, I do still think that is extremely important for the game and its success in the future is challenges. People want to be able to challenge their friends, all that kind of stuff. And I want to be able to create my own challenge. But I think items are a great thing that could genuinely change the game so much. Like, so much. I hope to see it. Let me know y'all's feelings down below with that. I love ya. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.